Hey guys, welcome to this first look at Trainz 22. Now, this isn't beta right now. I think it came out last week. It's going to come out in early access in January, and I think the full game will come out in March. But right now, you can actually purchase it, and you can actually try it out right now. It's very early access, or as they call it, beta. So what is Trainz? Trainz is a game which allows you to drive a train or two on either preset maps, which are called routes, or you can make your own. Each route or map will have certain sessions. The sessions are the instructions or the games you'd like to play. So drive from A to B might be one session, or drive C to D within that map might be another. So each route would have multiple sessions you could drive. Now it's been like that all the way through Trainz, and Trainz 22 is no different. You can purchase Trainz right now from the website. There are 3 ways to do that. Purchase it outright, $70. You can get a 1-year membership, and there are 2 types of memberships, but the Trainz Plus membership will give you the game and a few extras over the purchase, but it's actually slightly cheaper. You also get the game to keep after the 1 year's membership's finished, or you can go for the gold membership, which gets you the game and gets you access to certain other routes which you can drive. Now if you're more into driving other people's routes or professionally made routes, then that's probably for you. If you're more into making your own route and maybe driving that, then perhaps the Trainz Plus is more for you, and that's the version I've actually bought. Now what it comes with, obviously the game, immediate beta access and early access in January. I honestly don't know the difference between the two. For me it's early access right now. You get Trainz, so the Trainz Plus and the gold membership, you get the Trainz Plus features content. Now essentially it's a few extra bits and bobs. You also get updates quicker than if you actually bought the game. If you buy the game, you get service updates every 3, 4, 5, 6 months. It's really how quickly they put them out. If you buy the membership, as soon as one single bit of update is finished, you get access to that. You also get access to Surveyor 2. Now, this is their new building tool. I've been looking at it, and we'll take a very quick look at that today, but we'll take a much bigger look at that on its own video. Now this in itself is actually quite big. FCT, it's actually the download station. If you want to build your own stuff, you need to download the assets, and the download station is where you download it from. You need to purchase access for that. Normally it would be via a first class ticket, what they call a first class ticket. Now by itself for 365 days is 35 quid. So if you buy the game and you have access to this, which is worth 35 quid, it takes the game down to about 35 quid. So, well, $35. I think actually this ends up to about £55 to me if you're in the UK. It says you got access to legacy products, and that will mean whilst you have the membership over the year, you have access to Trainz 19 and 10, I believe. I think there are going to be 5 routes with the game when it finally comes out. 4 available now, which I've downloaded. We'll take a quick look today at each one of the maps. We'll have a very quick look at the beginning of the drive. I'm not going to purposely drive too much. We're going to look at do a separate video driving, just do one session on each of those maps over the week. So we'll take a better look at them and see how it performs. Other than that, they supposedly added controller support. Now, if you've looked in the menus of previous games, you'll see it's been there anyway, but it's never worked. So maybe it'll work now. I'm not sure. We won't cover that today, but over the course of the different videos I do over this, one of them we'll check that out. Other than that, it's just a general sales page. So we actually take a look at the game then. When you load up the game, that's the screen you get. So you get your content manager, exactly the same as the previous games. This is no different at all. This is when you install stuff, or you can click on I'll show you that a bit later. That's interesting. Okay, or you can go to download station. And this is all downloadable. Again, these are all different assets. You can search for something like Loco. And there's a Loco you can download. These are all free assets, but you just need access to it. Then you've got these settings. Again, this is exactly the same as every other previous. It's certainly the same as 10 as 19. Now, some of the today's video we're going to have most on high rather than ultra. I'm recording this actually after I did some of the other bits of the video. But when we're playing the routes, I have everything on the top ultra. Essentially, I've been playing around with different settings to see what's actually best for my PC. Don't pay attention to that. I've actually got it in borderless mode at the moment, so it's in borderless, if you see what I mean. Right, so this is it. So once you load it up, you get this menu. And if you've got 19, you're going to recognise this menu. The only thing you'll notice here, it says Trainz Plus. I don't know, if you actually purchase it outright rather than actually get the membership, you might say Trainz 22, I'm not entirely sure. If you remember with Trainz 19, no, not there. I was hoping to do this side, doesn't matter, right. There were actually Platinum and the normal version. So I'm wondering if this is their Platinum version. I'm not sure. So again, we go into the routes and latest modified. No, latest installed. I think it's going to be, isn't it? So these are these are the 4 which are installable right now. There's one more which isn't yet out. So the first one's got 4 sessions. The second one's got 3 sessions. This is a tiny route, but it's actually quite nice. It's got 3 sessions. And we will look at the middle one, because I've already recorded the video for this one on another day. And did I miss one? I think I missed one, didn't I? Did I miss this one? Yes, this was the one I missed. So this one's got 4 sessions. Let's head back to the main menu. So my collection. So yeah, these are the Locos which are installed. Now these will be from the inbuilt and the 4 routes which I've actually installed. Nothing else is installed, so these Locos here will be from that. There's a few variations. So if we go to, we'll go to actual physical trains. Oh, you can load in. Yeah, so what they just class as a train which has got more than one Loco or Loco and something else on it. Tenders are for, come on, anything. You can see from here anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Rolling stock. Now I imagine everyone would have access to this, no matter if you buy the game or if you buy the one of the subscriptions, because you would all have access to these routes and you should have access to the inbuilt. So I certainly would imagine that everyone have access to these. Now, as we don't have that other route, it's not out till March, I think they said, when the actual game comes out. I hope it's a big route if it's going to be out that late. Then there'll probably be a few more assets. There's a fair few, like they've even got an invisible train here. I thought they were just modded, the invisible ones, but maybe not. Yeah, that's quite nice. I'm not sure if I could use any of these, if that was inbuilt, if actually part of one of those routes. I tend to just go for absolutely free stuff on the routes I create. A nice little caboose. What else is on there? Routes, we saw that. And does it have tutorials? Yes, it does. So if you are new to the game, you can go through a tutorial and it will actually show you how to play. Right, back to main menu. More content. This is going to be the download station, is it not? This is premium content. So this is the stuff which has installed everything. I don't know that flashing. I reckon that's because is a beta. I hope that's finished or you know, it's fixed. Built in. It's loading in, that's why. You can technically, I think, download stuff from here, from the download station as well. But you're never going to do this. I can't see any... I don't see any reason why you'd want to do that, because you'd either use... Come on. No, it is thinking about it. I think I crashed it. Let's take a look at the settings, shall we? This is exactly the same as 19. Oh, free internal camera. I like that. What that allows you to do within the loco, you can move about by yourself. You don't have to use the bracket keys. Most locos, if you don't know this, do have different internal cameras. If you press the bracket key, you can actually move about to a different location. If you press that, you can just move about as you wish. You can show performance statistics. I tend to use something external like this. Bit of performance. At the moment, I've got it on Ultra. I probably won't run it like this, to be honest with you. It's taking it down to sort of high. I will be able to get a good 60. Interface, compass, auto hide. I'll leave the compass on for this, but I don't like the compass. You'll see it every time you move about in the surveyor mode. It's there. It's horrible. Let's uncheck that normally. Driver sessions. Sound, I switched the music off. You do by default have music on here. Controls, again, you can choose here. You can remap anything you want. Does it? Where's the... Ah, right, so we do have a D-pad. Yes, you can technically use a controller, I think. I think the only controller I would probably use, I would put a link, I'd probably launch it via Steam and use a Steam controller. It just feels a little bit... That's probably the only controller I'd want to use on here anyway. Not an Xbox controller, for instance, but that's just me. Okay, so that's the menus. Let's take a look at the first route then, and it's gone back to here. Let's resort it by installed. Now the other routes you're seeing on here, by the way, they're probably for 19. Now these are things I own because I own previous versions of the game. I own Trainz and I own 19 and I own 19 platinum as well. So the other routes, the first 4 are for 22, but the rest, actually, this is inbuilt. This is just to show you. Should we actually look at that right now? Let's do that one right now. This is Surveyor 2.0. Now, if you just purchase the game, you won't have access to this. But if you use the subscription in the middle, which is cheaper to get the game, you will have access to this. Whether you want to use it or not is up to you. You can edit into Surveyor Classic. Now, this is what we've all used before. Now, you see this thing here? Yeah, the compass. I hate this compass. In fact, I am going to go and turn it off right now. Where is it? Interface. Show compass. Bye-bye compass. Look, now I can right-click, move about, and it's not there anymore. I absolutely hate that thing. Yes, you can just play it just like you did before. Now, what's the purpose of this board here, this route? This is to show you what they've added in, really. And it's very much like 19 to me. So I'm assuming these are all the Locos and Consist, which actually they've added in. I presume they are. But I seem to remember this from 19. You just go straight through. You can. The different textures you've got, the different tracks you've got. Obviously the water effects. Okay, so let's actually go across to Surveyor 2.0 then. What's different? Well, it looks different. Now, there's a negative for it so far, that rotating things you used to do by bracket keys. Now, keys do not work at all. Now, that is one. Right, so we've got a tool here for painting. Paint on probably a texture. I think you can paint on assets as well. Now, I'm still very new to this, so I'm learning. So this would be to add an asset. This is an eyedropper tool. If you don't know what an eyedropper tool is, you should be able to click on something and select it. And it's not finding it. Alright, so we're probably, because we're set to ground textures, only going to do ground textures. So if we find a different one, is it going to find that? We're hopefully clicking on it over here. It is. I presume it's the one we're actually... It's not overly... Right, so this is the move tool. So you would click on something and then you can move it. Simple enough. This is a rotate tool. Now this really, what option you get here depends on what the object is. At the moment we have this rotation tool, so we can rotate it. If we move there, we can move it in just one axis. It doesn't matter how much I move it the other way, it only moves one axis. Press this one, there, you notice there's one going up, there, so you can put it into the ground. And there's one which is greyed out, you can't really see it. I don't know if I move it a little bit, you'll be able to see it. Can you catch that on the video? It's greyed out because this item won't do it. Oh, that was interesting, that's not meant to do that. So it's just here. So we find an item which can do it. What about you? Yes, so there's the green one. Now we can do this. We've never had this before that I know of in Trainz. Now Train Simulator can do this, but not Trainz. So this is brand new. But only certain items, for instance that tree can't do it. I wish it could. And the other thing I wish they'd add is scaling, because then you could just have one tree type, and that would be a great tool to add in, but I don't think there's a way to do that. certainly nothing here. Yes, this scale does nothing, so I don't think there is. So are you... No, this is... So again, you can't move this round. You can move it that way. You can move it up and down into the ground, that sort of stuff. Okay, so then we got over here, we've got a filter list. So this is painting. These are just general assets. So if you click on there, we'd go to add, and then we can add something. Now if we go to this tool here, then we can actually move this around as well. Or we can just generally move it around as we want. Actually also, if we were to click on the black bit there in the middle, you can actually still move it around. That I think is a grab tool. It is. So then, what would you do with that? Perhaps move? Nope. Once again, still learning. Ah, so it's there. Okay. So you can grab the whole lot and just move it. Interesting. I think separately what we'll do, we'll have a much bigger look at this, and we'll maybe put two boards together. We'll try and make something, and we'll try and make a session. There's a couple of things I want to test, because they brought a couple of things over from the Platinum version of 19 onto the Standard here. Which they allow you to go straight into Drive. There are problems with this, and I want to see if they still persist in this version, or if they've actually ironed them out. My gut feeling is they're exactly the same. They're still here. Right. So yeah, that is editor version number 2, Surveyor number 2. We will take a whole proper video on this. We'll build something really simple using it, and we'll discuss what it's like on that video. Right, what we'll do now then is have a look at each of these 4 routes. What should we do? Should we actually... We'll put it onto driving. We'll just have a quick look around. We'll set it off, train off. Okay, that looks quite nice, doesn't it? So we're not really going to do this route. Right, let's have a look. Outside camera. Yes, it has that. Does it have a tracking camera? Align said no, it does not on this route. That's disappointing. We have all this stuff, which we're not going to really bother reading. We're scheduled to depart in 1 minute's time. Right, so we're meant to be going, so here we get going then. Honestly, with this type of game, I wouldn't worry. As long as it reaches 30, I would actually lock it to 30 in the main menu. In fact, I do that for videos because I record at 30 FPS normally, so there's no point me doing anything over 30 FPS. So what will that look like then? Can you grab things? Looks like you can. I assume that's us. This is green around here. The cab looks fine. It looks detailed, but there is something a bit lacking about it, if I'm honest. I like a bit of steam. Now, yeah, that's the screenshot button I just pressed. You notice how everything went. I'll press it again. That's only never happened apart from on this game. So it didn't used to happen. It's interesting. Okay, let's turn that off. Put back on. We are going to exit this one. So let's go back to the routes. We'll go to the second route. Few sessions. Let's do that one. We'll do a moment of that one. Okay, so we're on easy controls right now. It's chilly January morning. A handful of rail fans and trail load of ardent skiers are boarding for a day out of blah 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 blah. Let's have a look round. Now we'll turn that off. These are bracket keys. Let's see if what we've got. So that's one bracket. That's another. That's another. That's another. So it allows you to get to the instrument panels really. So this is what we left it at. So this is sat down, isn't it? We don't need line side cameras, which is again disappointing. Now, do you have suspension on that? Yes, it is moving up and down, so it does have suspension. I don't know how accurate that is, but it does technically have it. Right, so we can go up a bit faster now. What we're doing now, 38 FPS. Again, you could lock this in at 30 and be quite happy. This isn't an action game, which you absolutely need. I would be very happy at 30 using this. We're at Ultra, so... Not bad looking route though. Should we do a screenshot of that? Press F5, get rid of the menu. Press screenshot, everything fades away. I hope the screenshots don't actually go blank like that though. Now for those of you who don't know, there's basically, let's get this back. Proceed to winter part, thank you. The two driving modes. You press it here. This is if it's got an automatic. This here is a simple version, which you just literally press up, and it will automatically brake. This is your route. These are the signals. Why are we stopping? Stop stopping. So you got the first one, and you got the middle one. So route, this one, session, let's do that one. Right, so this is the coast. Let's quickly take it down. It's quite nice, this one, isn't it? It is a very small route though. That is quite literally it. So this one here is a tiny little line. It's got request stops. So, yeah. Schedule info, session info. 9:09. In 1 minute's time, we're meant to be starting. Oh, we can actually go. Now, this one does, in certain places, have line side cameras, which is quite nice. Little jittery there. It's far different, very different weather than when I was actually playing it on the session. It's raining on that session. $26, $29, $30. Yeah, I quite like this one. This is easily my favourite route. We'll leave it there. But it's a very nice little route. And the last route to look at. Did I do it again? I did, didn't I? Should we do that one? We're in charge of the 3 Downs goods. We were departing Bairnsdale after some shunt movements. After some shunt movements? Oh, right, well. Actually, we'll be going straight away. But there you go. So how are we doing with that FPS? 24. This is a bit more involved, this route, isn't it? So, do we have any cameras? Oh, we do. See, cameras can really help, because if you position cameras well, to make sure you don't see too much at a time, it really can help with FPS. That's why one of the reasons you should always have cameras. What about inside? How's the FPS? Not bad. I think this one looks nice, actually. What camera positions? Oh, that's interesting. Actually, it's quite a nice route. I quite like this one. You've got a lot of camera positions in here as well. Well, I think that's pretty much it. We've looked at everything. What we do on another video, we'll look at the Surveyor 2.0 again. We'll try and build something. And we'll also try and drive, well, a couple more of the routes properly, so we can actually have a good feel of how the game is. If there's any video on top of that I can think of making, I'll certainly do that as well. But for this one, that's going to be it. I'll leave it up to you whether you think it's worth it or not. If you're just buying a Trainz game or wish to have a Trainz game, you don't have a previous game, obviously this is the one to buy. Personally, I would take the subscription in the middle. So personally, I would take this one. It's cheaper than that and you get more stuff. You get the download content for 1 year, which is worth $30 anyway, which takes the price down even more. Should you care about Surveyor 2? You can do everything pretty much with Surveyor 1. It's just the idea is they want to take the tools further for the future. Right now they're probably not there, but we'll take a better look at that another day. Even so, this for me is better than that. Whether you'd want to go for the full gold membership, that depends on if you only want to drive routes. This has a lot more routes on it. I'm not really into that, which is why I probably would never buy it. I bought this one, and for me, I'm quite happy. Should you upgrade for 19? That's really up to you. Thus far, I don't see an awful lot different between 19 and 22. Could it be that this is the same game, but they've just decided to put a cut-off on the updates for 19, and then anything above that is for 22? Could that be it? Maybe. You know, it's a small company, they've got to try and make money somehow, I suppose. But, you know, that's for you to decide. But for this video, that's going to be it. We will when the game does come out in March, we'll do a proper review with it as well. But before that, we'll look at Surveyor 2 and we'll look at a couple of the routes. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please press the like button. If you want to see more, please subscribe and press that ding dong bell button. You know what it does. See you next time, guys. Cheers in. Bye bye.